Second grade, what's going on? It's Mr. Hunter here. I'm here with your math lesson for today, Monday, April 20th. I hope you guys had a great weekend. You're ready to work. I hope you guys been doing pretty good with the multiplication, division. And then that lesson we had on Friday, I think was pretty good, where we talked about the differences between subtraction, division, multiplication, and adding as well. So I'm sorry I messed that up real quick. But we're going to review today. You should have your worksheet page 227 and 228. We're going to be talking about a few things. We're going to be solving multi-numbered combinations. You guys have done that. So we've done it vertical, we've done it lateral, we've done 2 digits, we've done 3 digits. Now we're going to dive into maybe even doing some 4 digits with the thousands place even more. But you're going to be working on that, solving 3-digit add-in problems, subtraction problems, equivalent measures. Does this equal that? That is going to be something we're going to be looking at moving forward here. Equivalent money, does the money match up to what we're paying or what it adds to? We're going to be adding up the money. We're going to be talking about estimating weight in objects. And then we're going to do some more multiplication and division facts. One of the things I wrote on the board here is pounds and ounces. We're going to get to that on the next page. But this week, we're going to be talking about measurements and weight and size. And so we're going to actually give you some names to really help you when you're looking at things that you're weighing, how much something weighs, why do we say what we say. You're going to find out this week with measurements. So I hope you guys are ready. You have an open mind. Remember, math is going to require everything you have. It's going to require everything you have. So make sure that you eat a good breakfast in the morning. Make sure that you are ready to work. You're not tired. You're not sleepy, because this is something, if you don't get it right now, it can mess you up. You can make mistakes, I should say. You can make mistakes on a problem or something in the future by missing the steps. So we're going to introduce the steps today. We're going to go slowly. We're going to have fun. And you guys are going to be smarter after you finish this lesson. All right. So let's dive in. You have your name. You have your date on the page here. It says on the first part, number 1, it says write the sums and the differences. Well, what are the sums and differences again? Remember, we're doing addition and subtraction. So sums and differences are addition and subtraction. So we have the numbers 6 plus 4 minus 3 plus 6. Wow, that's a lot of numbers, right? That's a lot of numbers. What do we have to do? We just have to write them slowly, okay? We have to write it out one by one. That's all you have to do. So we're getting up here. So I look at the number again, 6 plus 4. 6 plus 4. And we can do that right there, okay? So how do we do that? 6 plus 4 is what? 10. So we know that. What was the next part of the problem? It said minus 3 plus 6. Minus 3 plus 6. So this is a way that you can break down the problem step by step. So for this problem, there's 4 numbers. There's going to be about 4 steps, maybe 3. All right, so we have 10, 6 plus 4. So now we take that 10 and minus the 3. What is that going to give us? 7. Okay, so now we're going to come down a little bit more. We have 7, 1 more, plus 6. What does that do? 7 plus 6, if you have your number line, you should know. Otherwise, you can use your way of counting and adding up. 7 plus 6 is going to give us 13. So what was my first step? My first step was to break down the first 2 numbers of the problem. Then I added the third number, and that was going to give me my second step. Then after that, I added my third step, which is to add the number. So I take 3 steps to get the answer and to get the solution. It makes the problem a lot easier. It makes it easier because I don't have to try to add up everything in my head at once or get confused by all the numbers. This is what we call right here, I should have stood up for this. This is what we call showing your work. All right. You guys, you can ask your parents, right? You can ask your parents what they have to do at their jobs. And sometimes what your parents have to do is they have to show their work. How did they do what they did? All right. Now, when you're doing math problems, if there's a mistake that's made, the easiest way to figure out how the mistake was made is to actually go back and say, okay, I broke this down. Oh, I put a plus sign instead of a minus sign. But if you just write the answer at the end, we don't know if you made a mistake, or if there's something that you just missed by an accident, or if you really are missing the entire concept. So show your work, show how you did it. That way we can go back and look at all the steps that you took to get the answer. It really helps you. Yes, it may be more work, but if you were to just write the number, the answer is 13. If you were to just write the number 15, and then I say, well, how did you get 15? You don't know how you got 15. But if you go through the steps like this, you break the problem down step by step, you can go back and say, oh, Mr. Hunter, I was moving too fast. I wrote a 2 instead of a 3, or I wrote a 5 instead of a 3. That's why I got the wrong answer. So that's going to help you out each time. That's what you're going to do for the next problems there. You have 6 plus 4 minus 3 plus 6. Then you're going to do one underneath of it, the one underneath of that. Then you have some problems that are vertical. They're 3-digit addends. Wait a minute. 3-digit addend for that one, but then there's a 4-digit addend. All right. So I'll let you do the first one. Let's do the second one. Let's do the 5,000 number. Okay. So I'm going to get up. I'm going to erase what's on the board here. All right. Oh, I have my eraser over here. Excuse me. So show your work. Make sure you're taking your time so you guys are able to do the problems correctly. Okay. So we have the problem here. It's 5,395. So 5,395. Now, what are we doing? Are we subtracting or are we adding? I see the minus sign there, so that means we're taking away. We're subtracting. So 1,492. 1,492. Okay, so now we have it down. And that's a 2 there. So we have a 2. So 5 minus 2 is going to be 1. 5 minus 2 is going to be 1. It's going to be 3. All right, so we have the 3 right there. All right, great. So now we have 9 minus 9. What is that going to be? 9 minus 9, you can't take that away. Well, you can, but they're going to cancel each other out. So that is going to actually give us a 0. So we have a 3 and a 0. Remember, when you're subtracting, when you're doing math, always going to start on the right side in the what place? That is the ones place. You're always going to start on the right side in the ones place. Now we have 3 minus 4. We can't take 3 minus 4. So what do we have to do? We have to borrow. We have to take away from another number. Luckily, we have the thousands place here. If this were the number here, we'd be in a little bit of trouble, okay? So let's go over here. Let's cross this out. Let's cross out that 5. That's going to give a 4 because we're taking 1 away from the 5. We're going to add the 1 to the 3. So that's going to give us a 13, right? That's 13. Let me just erase that for you. Make that a little bit clearer. A 13. We added the 1 to the 3. So 13 minus 4. What's that going to be? It's going to be 9. We're taking away 4 from 13. So we go 12, 11, 10, 9. So that's 4 going down, not up, down. All right, so we're going to have a 9 there. And now, what do we have to do? We have to put a comma because there's still more room over here. So the comma represents that we're now going from the hundreds place into the thousands place. We have to make sure we separate that. All right, so 4 minus 1 is going to be what? It's going to be 3. So now when we read our answer, we are going to have the answer of 3,903. Are you guys noticing something that we're having? It's like a pattern with math. There are steps in math that you have to take. So yes, we want to get the answer, but you have to go through the steps. Initially, if you skip the steps, the entire problem is wrong. When Mr. Hunter was younger, sometimes I skipped the steps. And then guess what? It took longer to go back and fix the mistake that was made. And then even worse, when you get older, if you skip the steps now, you're not going to remember. And they're just, when you go to 3rd grade, there's going to be more concepts. There's going to be new. It's going to get more and more and more advanced. So you want to make sure you're understanding how to do these problems right now so that when you get to the next levels, you're not having to play catch up. There's no confusion. And I don't want you guys to say, Mr. Hunter didn't teach us that, or I didn't learn that. You guys are going to be well prepared, but you have to take it step by step. Okay, so that was the second problem that's vertical. So 3,903. You're going to do the first problem there and then the second problem. All right, so for number 2, we're moving on. Number 2, it says write the answers. You have 1 gallon, 1 yard, 1 year, 1 meter, 1 quart. Okay, these are the abbreviations. What do we need to do? We need a metric sheet that we know can give us the answer so we know what these abbreviations are. 1 gallon equals blank quarts. 1 yard equals blank inches. 1 year equals blank days. 1 meter equals blank centimeters. 1 quart equals blank pints. Okay? What you're going to have to do is really find the answers based on what you know about the metric measurements. I'm going to have a sheet that's going to have these measurements, the names of them, to you. You're going to be able to look at that for your reference, and you're going to be able to answer these questions with that worksheet. So that, don't be scared. You're going over this right now, listen to the video, but you should have your worksheet that you, even if you can't print it off, it's fine, but you can view it. It's going to have the measurements and what the abbreviations mean. I want you to study that. I want you to have that on hand, because as you move forward, it's going to be very important for you to know what M means, what YR means. what YD means, what GAL means. So you have to know the word, then you have to know the abbreviations. We're going to practice that over the next week, but you're going to be looking at your worksheet right now. That's going to help you with this. All right, number 3, how much money? Are we talking about money again? How much money is it in the picture? All right, so let's look. We have to identify, what do we see? All right, we see a dollar bill. Okay, we see, wait, that's not a dollar bill? Why? It just, I mean, it has a 5 on it, so that doesn't mean, oh, so that's a $5 bill. Okay, so it's not a 1. Okay, so that's a $5 bill, and then we have a 1 and a 0 on a bill. So what's that? That's $10. Okay, so we have $10. So we have 5 plus 10. What is that? That's going to be 15. That's correct. Okay, but now we have some change there. Does that look like a penny, a nickel, a quarter, or a dime? You have to know these things. Because again, if you don't know the correct answer to what that coin is, you could say, oh, that's a quarter, and you write down 25. So now the answer is 15.25. But is that right? Because that is a dime. Wait, that's not a dime? Ruby, is this a dime? It's a dime? No, you're right. It's a nickel. It's a nickel. Everybody, Ruby says this is a nickel. So now we have $15, and a nickel is worth how much, Mackenzie? A nickel is worth 5 cents. Okay, so we have $15.05. How do we write that? Okay, so 15, we're going to write it 15, and then we're going to write 5. Is that right? No. So we have to make sure that we put it correctly. All right. So this is going to be, all right, here we go. 15.05. The one thing they did for you already is they already have the dollar sign, but remember, if there is no dollar sign, you need to put the dollar sign. All right. And actually, I'm messing up. That is not a dollar sign. Dollar sign has 1 line through it. All right. So I'm moving too fast. But you know the drill. Dollar sign, you have to have the signs correctly. If there were nothing on this side for the dollars, or there's only 5 cents, you have to put the cent sign. All right. Let's move down to number 4. We did some work like this last week in our class. We had to group the picture. We had to count up everything in the picture, and then we had to group them together. So what we're going to do is in the directions, it says write the correct number of leaf hoppers. Write the correct number of leaf hoppers. So this time we don't have to circle any groups. We don't have to do anything else except write the correct number, but that means we have to count. So the first blank, what is it asking us for? It says, how many groups of leaf hoppers are there? How many groups do you see? I see 1, I see 2, I see 3. Do you guys see 3? Thumbs up, 3? Okay, we see 3. So we need to write 3 in that number, and that blank, I say. Now, we have 3 groups. How many leaf hoppers are in each group? Oh, so now we have to count each one. All right, so we have to count 1, 2, 3 across the top, 4, 5, 6, 7 in the middle, 8, 9, 10. Wait, did anybody else get 10? Am I the only one? You guys got 10 too? Okay, so we're going to put 10. There's 10 leaf hoppers in each group. Now, if we have 10 leaf hoppers in each group, and there's 3 groups, how many total leaf hoppers are there? So there's 3 groups. There's 10 in each group. So what do we do? Are we counting by 3 or are we counting by 10? We're counting by 10. How many times are we going to count by 10? How many groups are there? It's 3. So we're going to count by 10 3 times. All right, so let's do it. Let's go 10, 20. What do you guys think? 10, 20, 30. Okay, so there's 30 leaf hoppers in all. Are you guys sure about this? You think we're doing it right? Is Mr. Hunter right? Okay, 30 leaf hoppers in all. Oh, okay, so now what we have to do is we have to go and let's look it up. Let's look it up. It says 10 plus 10 plus 10. We're doing what? We're doing addition. Okay, so look at the signs. Remember, pay attention to the signs so you know which answer you're putting. Addition gives us the sum. So what is the sum of 10 plus 10 plus 10? Well, we just counted by 10 3 times, so let's do it again. 10, 20, 30. Okay, great. Oh, now it says 3 times 10. If you count by 10 3 times, what is your number? What are you going to get? We just did it, guys. Yes, you're going to get it. I know you guys got it. Okay, and then if you have 30, how many 10s are in 30? How many tens are in 30? That's division. So we just did multiplication. Multiplication, when you get the answer, what is that called? That's called the product. Everybody say product. The sum is for addition. Product is for multiplication. And now we're at the bottom. We're saying how many tens are in 30? So 10, 20, 30. So we write 30. No, you said how many tens are in 30? So there's 10, 20, 30. How many fingers am I holding up? I'm holding up 3. There are 3 tens in 30. So that is division, and that will be our answer for that bottom one. I hope you guys understood that concept of breaking it down even more. It may seem like a lot, but you guys are going to do well. You're doing well with it. Keep practicing and keep running the video for more steps if you didn't know what I was saying just now. All right, let's look at number 5. It says write the quotient. Everybody say quotient. Quotient is what you were doing for division. That is the answer for division. So we have sums for addition, we have products for multiplication, and now we have the quotient for division. So now let's go down to the first one. And you're going to do the rest of them on your own, but I'm going to help you, all right? We're doing the family of 10. So we're doing the division family of 10. So you may notice we keep doing 10 all throughout this, but it's teaching you the division family for 10. So we have 40 divided by 10. So we just had an example in that last section where we had 30 divided by 10, and it was 3. So 40 divided by 10, that means how many tens are in 40? And what did we just do? If 30 gives us 3 tens, then one more number up, 40, should give us 4 tens, all right? You're going to do that for each one. How many tens are in 60? How many tens are in 80? How many tens are in 100? How many tens are in 120? Wow, you mean we're going to count past 100? Yeah, you guys can do that. You're in 2nd grade. You're smart. And Mr. Hunter's your teacher. So you guys can do that. Make sure you take your time with that. If you have any questions about the concept, how to flow, rewind the video again, or email me, ask me questions. All right, let's flip our pages because we're about to dive into pounds and ounces. All right. So it says 1 pound equals 16 ounces. If you look at my board here, and I'll erase that a little bit there. All right. Actually, get a bigger eraser. All right. Pounds and ounces. There are 16 ounces in a pound, okay? And you may say, well, what is that? How do I measure? Well, when we measure weight, we measure by pounds. We measure to see how heavy you are. You guys, when you say, I ask you how heavy you are, you say, I'm 72 pounds, I'm 63 pounds, I'm 48 pounds. You are measuring yourself. It's measuring how heavy you are. And that's what we're doing when we think of this. The trick to remembering how many ounces are in a pound is to remember the number 16. There are 16 ounces in a pound, but the trick is that the 16, it kind of looks like the symbol for pounds. The abbreviation for pounds is LB and a little s, and then you have to put the period. So the L and the B together kind of look like the number 16. So if you're asked how many ounces are in a pound, think of the LB and you say, oh, what number looks like that? 16, and that'll help you to remember 16 ounces in a pound. There are some things that you have up here that I want you guys to take a look at, even around your house if you can. There are things that are representative of what you can picture what is a pound and what is not. If you go to the store with your parents or you see them cooking at home, a pack of meat, like hamburger meat, or a pack of fish, chicken, drumsticks, thighs, whatever, a pack of meat is actually always around a pound or just over a pound. So a pack of meat, if you think of a pack of hamburger meat, like you're cooking dinner, making tacos, doing something, you're going to have about a pound of meat. An egg, everybody had an egg, right? An egg, like a hard-boiled egg or a cracked egg, something you're making for breakfast in the morning. One egg weighs about 1.75 ounces. So a little egg's a little bit smaller, but weighs about 1.75 ounces. So that's giving you a mental picture of what an egg weighs. Then a bag of chips, a small bag of chips, weighs about 1.5 ounces. But if you were to have a big bag of chips, those bags weigh about 10 ounces, so a little bit heavier. So think of a small bag of chips. You could say, oh, I'm eating 1.5 ounces of chips today. Somebody asks you how many chips you have, you say 1.5 ounces. Okay, look on the bag of the information. They have how much of the weighs. It has OZ for ounces, has the LB for pounds. You might not see any bag of chips that weigh pounds, but you'll definitely see for ounces. All right. A cat. Remember, I don't know if I told you guys how to say cat, but how to say cat in Spanish is un gato. So UN space GATO, un gato. So un gato is about 10 to 20 pounds. So they weigh about 10 to 20 pounds. So that's a pretty decent size for a cat. A grown man, Mr. Hunter, like a grown man, they say the average man that's a grown man weighs between 170 to 200 pounds. You guys want to know how much I weigh? I'm not going to tell you that. All right, the next one you're going to have is a car and an SUV. All right, a car and an SUV. The SUV is a bigger car, like a truck, a Jeep, or something like that. A car is like the one that Mr. Hunter has. A car and an SUV, they can weigh about 2,500 pounds all the way up to about 4,000 pounds. So those are pretty heavy, and you probably wouldn't want to pick those up. Probably would hurt yourself. All right, so that's what we're talking about. So what we're doing now is we're doing what we call estimating. You have a lot of pictures on this page. What your job is to look at the picture and say, does this weigh a pound or does this weigh ounces? And that's what you're going to do to decide how we're fixing this up. So let's take a look. All right. It says mark the blank animals that weigh less than 1 ounce. All right. What animals in this picture that we think weigh less than an ounce? Remember, an ounce is 16 ounce. Yeah, ounce can be up to 16 ounces of the pound. So what do these weigh less than an ounce? You have to do that. I'm not doing that for you. I'm just reading directions. Number 2, mark under the animals that weigh at least 1 pound. So what animals do we see here weigh more than a pound? It could be one. It might be more than one. It might be all 3, but that's up to you. It's your guess. You have to estimate. And then number 3 says mark the unit that would be best used to weigh each object. So what you're going to do, it gives you the choices of pounds and ounces. You have to go through each picture. You have to say, would I weigh this in ounces or pounds? Remember, pounds is a lot larger. Ounces is a little bit smaller, a lot smaller. All right, so that's your decision for the numbers 1, 2, and 3. Number 4, we're coming back. We're going to be doing a little bit more multiplication and division. Everybody's like, yeah, moving slow motion when you say it. We are ready for multiplication and division. Speed it back up, and now we're back and we're moving and we're grooving. If you want to know how I do that, I can teach you. All right, let's get it. Number 4 says write the answers. We are doing the multiplication facts for 10. So if you have 1 times 10, how many 10s are there? There's 1. So you're going to put 10 because it's just 1 10. 1 10 is just a 10. Oh, 5 times 10. How many 10s do we have? How many 10s do we have? All right. When you do 10 times 5, you can say it 2 ways. You can say, how many 5s, or no, I'm sorry, I messed that up. If you could say count by 10 5 times, that's how you do 10 times 5. If you say 5 by 10, you say count by 5 10 times. All right. How would that look? You have 5 times 10. You can write 5 times 10. So count by 5 10 times. You have 5, 10. You just write it out. Or you can say count by 10 5 times. So you know 10 plus 10 plus 10 plus 10 plus 10. All right, everybody see that? And then you would have to do this. It's going to be a lot longer. I'm not going to write them all, but 5 plus 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 5. And the more I write, the sloppier it gets. All right, so that is what you're doing for those. How many times can I count? Or how many 5s are in 10? How many times are that? All right, you got it? You're going to do that for 5 times 10, 9 times 10, 4 times 10, 6 times 10, 12 times 10. At the bottom, we're switching back to division. They're 2 similar concepts, but they work a little bit differently. So when 20 divided by 10, how many 10s does it take to get to 20? 1, 2. Oh, so that would be 2. All right, 7 divided by 10. How many 10s does it take to get to 70? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. Took me, count the 10, 7 times. Wait, is that the answer? Maybe I should stop talking so I stop giving you the answer. I'm just trying to help you guys out. Again, I hope I didn't confuse you with the multiplication. The division is pretty easy. It seems hard, even for that big one. 110 divided by 10. How many times do I count by 10 until I get to 110? All right. You can use your fingers to help you out if you need it. All right. You guys can do this. I know you can. It's fun. Multiplication, division, it's fun. The product, the quotient, the sum, and the difference. We are doing all of these. You guys are getting stronger, and it's going to be a great finish to the quarter. So I hope you're excited. I'm excited. I love you, and I'll see you mañana. Hasta luego.